Hello and welcome to a new Shinkai video. Today I will show you quite a few AI agents and their tools, all built in Shinkai. I'll show what they do, and I'll show how to use them, and also go into how to create them actually, both for the agents and their tools, the tools they use. And I'm just gonna process just like if you were next to me. So I'm in Shinkai here. Here you have the agents tab. And here I have my folder where I have saved many agents I've built. And to give you a sense of the possibilities, that's like categories of agents I have. And we're going to go through a lot of them. And Shinkai makes it so easy to build agents. That are the blue ones here. I've actually built them myself. Let's say vibe coding with Shinkai using the no-code tool builder and the no-code GUI to build agents. So let's get started. So I actually gonna go in chronological order. So math problem solver agents. So I've got a few tabs here. I've actually already made some demos, so that it's like already done. So I'm not gonna show it live again for some of the agents. So for example, math problem solver is very handy because I don't have to take out the calculator, and the agent is able to do a lot of multi-steps processing and get everything right. So he's gonna process like gardening and water usage, like real life problem, and just solve it step by step. And what it does is actually it breaks down the problem step by step, and then it uses the tool many times, which it just creates Python scripts to resolve each calculation one by one, and it just keeps track of the process and give me a final answer, and I can go into the details and see all the calculation and the code it did for each step. The agents works too with the images. So if I give it like a geometry screenshot, like for a problem, you can also understand that and write the good code to solve it. Oh, did it in one step because it wasn't that complicated, but you see the little code here and the result. And what's interesting here is we'll see, but the tool that it used, the Python script tool here, so the agent is able like to read well the output. You see the tool gives like the script, so when the LLM reads the output of the tool, it can better understand what was done, but also like you get the pure calculation result, like the raw number or expression, mathematical expression, whatever, but also a text result of it. So that's because it's just to make it very clear for the LLM that will interpret the results. So to get this, the tool is actually using the result and remembering what was the prompt and the problem to solve, and so it creates a very short introduction of the result in plain text language. So when you use an agent using this tool, it really gets things right and know what calculation it did. And of course, you can apply it to very different, many different problems. And I personally use it for some stablecoins, DeFi arbitrages. Like I take very quick notes of the position I built. That's just borrowing a stablecoin when there is a depeg to buy another one, and keep the difference when I pay back. So I could do that like very deterministically in a spreadsheet or whatever, but if I do it on my phone, I just take notes, and then at some point I just take screenshot. I extract the text for it. Well, I don't even need to, actually can read this straight from the image, and I just ask my math problem solver agent to do all the profit calculation for me, and I can run it at any date, and I just give it a bit of precision what it what to do, how to operate that calculation, which is very much multi-step here, as you'll see in a bit. And let's just wait. And yeah, you'll see he did that in 7 steps, and I get the result at the end. So it's just making my life easier, because I don't have to take a calculator, I don't have to use spreadsheet or like to code calculation. The agent will just do it on the go, basically, and it's very fast. So let's see it. So in Shinkai you have agents here. I don't have it here yet, but Shinkai has something very cool, which is you can one-click import AI agents. So let's go into it to see it there. It's in there. That's just the assets, not problem solver. Chuk, chuk, chuk. And if I go inside it, so first let's see its tool, so I can go in it later, but the only tool it's using is the Python script writer and executor. And it's got a little bit of system instructions, which is all about, well, just saying what it is, a bot to do calculations, and most of the instruction is really how to process step by step and making sure it's actually using the calculation script to each time for any single calculation, really forcing the LLM to not like hallucinate a calculation answer or any result. Really use the tool each time, and a bit of acknowledgement of limitations, like, you know, he might give errors, produce errors, so just let the user know. And if we go inside the tool, so how I created the tool was very easy. Let's try to find it. So that's the agent, that's the tool. So I just vibe copied it in the tool builder interface. I'll show it later. The cool. So I just went create a tool that does understand the problem, break it down step by step, create a Python script, and then execute it and format the output of it. So it's very straightforward, but that was all vibe coded inside Shinkai. If you go to tool, you can go to the new tool, and here you can use a specialized model for tool generation. You can use the free Shinkai model to choose Python, TypeScript, activate other tools if you want to like combine tools inside your new tools, or any custom models you might have, local or Google or OpenAI or whatever cloud LLM provider. But yep, it was very simple to. And again, the same like prompt emphasizing how to break down problems. Don't make extra comments, like really good code snippets breaking down things. And here is to write the little text result, a little prompt like concise and informative natural language sentence summarizing the result. Okay, let's move to another agent. A Git Repo Analyzer agent. So I don't think I have it already here. Yes, I do. So let's see what it does. I should have a video too already combined with another video, but you'll see.
Use Shinkai to accelerate your programming tasks in different ways. You can build your GitHub repository AI Analyzer.
Sorry, let's do this. Chook. Okay, so this agent is actually, I'm building it live here, so you can download the tool on Shinkai AI Store, configure it, or, which format you want it to use, and then create the agent very easily just by a name, a description, an instruction to simply use a GitHub repository ingestion tool and then analyze what's in it. And here's some prompt example on how to do code reviews, like architecture reviews, security reviews, or how to write some documents and so on. And you'll see what it does. You just copy paste a GitHub link, repo link, and it's gonna ingest everything in it and answer your question using the actual up-to-date documentation, like just grabbed right now when you click. So it's very handy to dive into any new code base, open source code base you're trying to use in your project. So here you see it put out the full folder architecture, the content, and then here the full, like every single file and its content, and then replies accordingly to my query. So let's have a look at the agent in Shinkai. We saw it, but it's this one is very, very simple. One tool again, the GitHub repository ingestion tool. And yeah, what I was saying, just basically some examples on what it can do using the full content of a GitHub repo. And if we check the tools, Git repository ingestion tool, this one. Also vibe code it easily, so we'll see what is it doing. Yeah, so what is it doing? It's just using the git ingest library. So if we can go check on. Up. So basically, I just that was actually fun because before I created that one, you get the link here. So I ingested its GitHub content here and then paste it in the Shinkai tool builder to give it instructions. So we'll just do new tool, Shinkai free trial, select Python because it's using Python. Up, up. You download here and you get the full content, and then you can paste it and say according to this documentation, build a tool that does Git repo ingestion, and you'll get a pretty good result with the automated no-code tool builder. Okay, let's go with another one. So I'll show you more later the interface where you can build tools with AI assistance just by vibe coding. Like really, you get, if the tool is not working for the first time, you get the errors, and you can just copy paste the errors, give it like the feedback to the AI, give a bit of, be more precise about what you want, and give it another go, and you get it right very quickly. And then you can just make small improvements on like formatting your outputs or handling errors, implementing retries and things like that. But we'll see in more recent tools I've built. We'll show it later. Another agent, Shinkai Loco and Banner Creator. So I've got a video for that one too. This one is like a productivity tool. Oh, there we go. So it's more or less just like an agent with instruction how to use an image generation tool, and you can give it precise instruction about your brand, like examples of how you design things. And so this one is actually what I use when I upload or publish tools to the Shinkai AI store, you'll see they all come with like an icon and a banner here, and I automated how to do it by respecting like the styles and brand we tried to keep on this AI store for our official tools. And going back here, so I just in this video I show I'm building the agent live in the video, so I've just downloaded the image generation tool from the store. I do the quick configuration with my keys and some default pixel width and 8, like the dimensions of the image. And I create the agent. It's very quick in Shinkai. So a name, a description, and a set of instruction, which is all about the type, like instruction for the images, both for logos and for banners, and then examples of, like, the goal of the agent is basically to create the good prompt for an image generation tool, so that I get the output I want, like the style I want, each time without having to type it myself. And here you see plenty of examples for a banner prompt, so that the agents know better what to do. And why is it useful? So here I activate the tool. And why is it useful? It's because then when I want to create the tool logo or the tool banner, I just have to do this, which is create two of each. That's just in case one is not good. I get choice between two outputs, and I just have to paste the name of the agent and a short description of what it does, and the tool, the agent will expand on that and create and use the image generation tool accordingly to give me logos and banner very quickly. So it's pretty good logo, running coach, and I like that one. So yeah, that's to accelerate a little part of the job. And yeah, we saw it, so let's go to another one. RepairMate. This one is quite cool, and I have a video. So when you want to repair things, you can do a lot of manual search if you don't know what to do, or you can use an AI that can go on the web, go on YouTube, and that has some knowledge of like best practices or where to find good resources depending on the task you're asking, which object you want to fix. So here I made myself an agent that just I show it my problem, I explain by text, or even just put a picture and ask how to fix, and it's gonna go search online for what I want, like using its knowledge of best practices and best resources, where to find them, and just do all the search for me and write me a little step-by-step guide on how to do with resources. So here you go, I just posted the image and he's telling me what he's doing, searching Google, YouTube. And there you go, how to do, some links for each step, written guides, video tutorials, and that was very quick too. And you see here I actually made the agent so that it actually not only search YouTube, Google and YouTube, but actually read the page, so it downloads the full pages, and it extracts all the transcripts from the YouTube video, so it's kind of like he's watching them for me. And so yeah, the agent is working with its knowledge of best practices, and then with all the content it extracted from the videos and from the searches, and creates this report, well, this guide on how to process step by step with written and video tutorials for each step. And we can go see what's in it, because we didn't see it in the video. So I'm gonna use the one-click import from here. That's very handy. I'm not aware of any other platform where it's so easy to share or save and then implement again an agent. But you'll see a set of tools, very simple, search and download pages, and the same on YouTube, and instruction and how to use the tool. And it's then really about the format of the output, like, well, making sure it gathers resources and then includes proper links, and the format, like a good presentation, step by step, and so on. And what is important here is the knowledge of RepairMate, which is a PDF I made using another AI. Could be Markdown format. It's a bit better for the AI, but it's the same content. It's more efficient. But the AI has this knowledge about principle for successful DIYs, best practices, and then for each type of items, some like the most well-known best platforms with like actual good content about repairing stuff. So which is what we use when you go searching online for resources. So the process was this. Well, it's using all official tools, so I had no tools to build for this agent. Just from the store you can, well, actually they are default in the app, so you don't even need to install them yourself. And then it was just really using AI to both using the knowledge of the LLM and some search online to like create this content knowledge about repairing stuff, and then making sure the agents use the tools and output like a good format. So very useful to me when I need to repair things. I actually broke my keyboard, like the control touch, the control key, and another thing I broke, I don't remember. And I actually used the agent. I was pretty happy. I didn't have to look for like best solutions myself. It's very handy. So let's keep going. Another agent, Dungeon and Dragon agents. So that was actually pretty cool to do. It was a little experiment how I could build a dungeon master in Shinkai. So an AI like create a story, let me like act through it and create characters and like really immerse, like try to immerse me in a story. And I should have it here in a demo. Here. So you'll see. Actually, I'll show right after. So I'm showing here some empty agents, because actually this tool is actually gonna, as I meet characters that like take a prominent place in the story, the dungeon master is actually gonna create on the fly AI agents that like embody these characters. And then when these characters act in the story, it's actually these agents that are gonna actually act. It's no more the dungeon master. It's like calling these agents that are gonna take action in the story according to their own set of personality and instruction. And I also my character agent, so that the dungeon master remember what I am, but also I made it a bit funny, like if I'm drunk or under a spell, whatever, the dungeon master can actually control my character, which is quite fun. But yeah, I'm just showing here, it's all empty. And I'll show you later what tools it uses. It's like a bit, it's tools to update agents. It's not official, it's like I hacked my way directly interacting with like the main database Shinkai node is using, but it's like a project for myself. But these tools are not official because we need to, well, to actually create the tools that use the endpoint used by the app. But it's just a good show of what is possible with Shinkai, because if you're a bit curious, check the Shinkai node GitHub repo and understand how the node works, and you find the DB and you can actually, yeah, build what you want and create this. So let's go. Again, this agent has some knowledge about how to create characters. and how to create like guidelines for dungeon masters, which I created. I downloaded a few free version of like part of the rules of Dungeons and Dragons Edition 5 and some character creation prompt according to like some character templates, and we see it here, the files for it, but some rules. Oh yeah, that was the files, some rules, pretty heavy stuff, and rules for players. But anyway, then I processed it through an AI again and got this txt with like how to create characters and how to act as an AI AI edition guideline for Dungeon Master. And so then I built the agent with that knowledge and an image generation tool. So we'll see it being used. A dice roll tool I made to simulate like a random number from 1 to 20 to decide of the outcomes of whatever is happening in the story. Get a bit of random, which is actually influenced also by the stat of the characters. And then it's all the tools to update AI agents, to list Shinkai agents, know what characters are available and so on. And yeah, here we go. Here I created, I think, my character just by describing a bit who I want it to be, and then we go on a story. Oh, here it's my agent that was created on the fly. And yeah, it's giving me like a setup and I can start taking actions, and it just keeps going. And yeah, this is like an ongoing project. Can add a lot of things like memory, uh, more like memories, so that the agents keep track of different things very well. And you see here, it's like adding a visual to the story and so on. Here you see it on the fly. It uses one of the free AI agent when that is empty and update his instructions to create the old woman character. And you see then if I see the tool that it used, so here it creates the agent and then it's the character one, which is her, which is actually used and acting in the story. Well, so that's an agent for fun, but it shows if you're a bit creative what you can do in Shinkai. And since we showed that, I can show the AI. Okay, so let's import it, and then this will add all the tools. So you see when I use this one-click import, I get the agent all set up, and all the tools that is using are also added automatically to Shinkai. So here we go, all the agent description updater, all the AI agent updating tools I made, and you'll see the code is just writing SQLite, SQL queries, and just the SQL language to update a database, which I can show where it is. So here's the main database of the Shinkai node. But yeah, a lot of stuff are recording into it, the agent's instruction, the code for the tools, a lot of what Shinkai is using really. And so pretty much copy pasted part of the table, copy pasted the path of the database, and just use the tool builder and do me a tool that can update this field in this table and in this way, respecting this format. and I asked to put, so that I can go back and reverse these updates to the agent, I asked it to output both the new things it created, so in here the new description of the AI agent, but also add to the output the old stuff that got deleted and updated, so I can reverse easily. But yeah, very just 78 lines of code, just fight coded by Shinkai. And as I was saying, if you go to Shinkai agents table, for example, you see their name, their identity, their description, the tools they use. So I just really, the tools here are just interacting and updating this, which is a bit hacky because the app itself obviously has endpoints to interact properly with this in a way that you're sure it doesn't like corrupt the database. But yeah, if you find your way, you can do a lot of things. Just explore how Shinkai is working, and you can do this. And because we've seen that, I can also show using the same concept. You can very easily update your agent just by writing code. So here's a test agent. I gonna, not sure what I gonna use an agent updater. So it's basically an agent that has all the AI agent updating tools, and this way I can just, you see this agent is able to know which agents are available in my Shinkai app. And here I'm saying it just empty the agent test just to clean it before. So you see all the AI agents updating tools being used. It's just gonna erase everything, the parameters, the instructions, the description, the tools. And we see it's all empty now. And then from there, I'm gonna be able to, once to like vibe code, basically one prompt, create an AI agent uses just one prompt. So here we see it listed the agent test that is now empty. And I ask it to propose some agent IDs and then to implement one. And actually gonna also able to give it tools, accessing the tools that are available in Shinkai. And we can go see the agent that is now all configured. Okay, let's move to the next one. Walk time agent. So yeah, that's a very handy note. If you have whatever thing you want to know how much time you're spending on, I can create it live because it's very simple. I copy pasted the instructions here. So read the note where you record how much time you spend on something, and use the math problem solver tool and chronological order. So let's see. So let's see how well it does. These two. And so here you can actually use not only the Python script to calculate things, but actually the agent using the tool, which is even better. So using an agent inside an agent, and his name is, okay, math problem solver. So that's the tool and that's the agent, if we remember the name. Save. And one thing I have to do is here, this agent I've just made is using like its own standalone just not reader. So there is a configuration to do. In configuration, I can give it the path to the not file to read. And so let's try the agent, work time agent, if I ask it to process, is reading, and then it's gonna calculate using the other agent. And this way, if I want to, know how much I've worked, it's fast. And the advantage again is I can just use different formats, and the LLM will understand what it needs to calculate. Very cool. And let's just check one. Yesterday, that's 4 hours plus 45 minutes. Very good. Let's see another agent. This one, app launcher for files and directories. It's an agent, but it's more like building blocks for other agents to be able to launch whatever apps. And I can show it here, but it basically has one tool which is an app launcher, so I'll show it after, and some instruction to use it, like use a file path and an executable for the app to use to open that file, and use my default file explorer if there is no specific query from the user. And what it allows me or any other AI agent is to just use a prompt to open a file, and it's really useful when it's used by another agent. I can do a task that create a document, open it, create an image, open it, download an ebook, open it, and it's you just save time and clicks. And if we go in the tool, that was vibe coded to with the Shinkai tool builder. But it's very simple. It's just using the OS to launch an executable using a path. So that was just vibe coded with Shinkai. Create a tool that uses the OS and to open a file using an executable, and it did it pretty well instantly. And I can show an example now of how useful it is. For example, I have an agent here which is able to go and get ebooks and then open them. So with audio, let's look at that one. So I'm selecting my ebook pirate agent. I ask for some book recommendations, get some very quickly, and then I ask the agent go get me EPUB versions of those books, and is going, oh my bad, it's going on an archives. This agent has access to Library Genesis and an archive, and it just pulls cool ebook descriptions and the links for the downloads, so then I can very quickly download them once he found them. And I've linked it to a folder where I actually have saved some EPUBs, some ebooks I read, and so I give it a tool to read that folder, and also a tool using the using the app launcher we just talked about earlier, is then able to give me open a book that is relevant to what I want to read right now. So I was asking, I want to read the science books, so check my ebooks and let's see. And so it gave me a list of science books I have, and then I asked it, let's open the one on mushrooms. I have a few already, but you see here, it used the app launcher agent to open my ebook. So that's why the app launcher agent is like a building block. So in Shinkai, you don't only have tools as building blocks, but you can have agent that calls agent that call even other agents. So you can do pretty complex workflows. And it's very easy, as you saw. If we look into it, if I don't think I have it right now. Agent, I'll import it again. Just is so you can create the tools by vibe coding in the tool builder, and then you can let's do this by name. I'm gonna find it faster. And then you can very easily set the instructions, activate the tools, and you already have not a single piece of code to write, or you can manually code if you want, or manually improve the code generated by the AI tool builder if you want, but there is no need for it. And then there is this interface for the agent. You don't need to like build any dependencies. You don't need to open not a single terminal and so on. But yeah, that's the ebook pirate agent. And the instructions are very simple. Use your search tools for an archive. Here's just quick instruction on what to include when it describes the book he found. Just some little instruction that it might hit like VPN problems, so let the user know. And then use the default explorer to open the ebook and the tools he has. So web scraping and archive, searching library genesis, opening any file with any app. It's my ebook, which is just looking at files in a folder, and checking Google just if I want some information about some ebooks. Very useful. You can get any book in like 2 minutes. Well, any book you can find on these platforms. So let's keep going. We were at this. So learning tutor agent, that is if you want to learn a new subject. I've got a video for this too. You can either try to find books, try to find tutorials, and it can take some time. And so I created an agent that is just good at doing that for you. So we made a tutorial actually to how to build it, and here I gonna show that you use default tools for agents. You can activate them, configure them, and then this is gonna go through all the agent building. So if the tools are not default in Shinkai, you can just go to the Shinkai store and look if you have more tools available. If you don't need to build them, maybe someone build them and share them on the AI store, and so you can just install them for free, or they can be paid too. But here I'm adding the YouTube search, and as you see, it's pretty much 2 clicks away. Search for the tool, install, and download the tool, install it straight into your app, Shinkai app. And then I install another tool, Markdown Explorer tool, and then I can activate them, configure them if I need. Up here, a key for the YouTube search, and then go to the agent. So give it a name, description, and then a lot of instructions. How to build a learning plan, making sure it use its tools and be interactive, like when to include video, what topics to research, how many subtopics, and go already step by step, and then output a well-formatted like learning plan with videos, and then you can add articles from the web and papers from Arxiv or Arxiv, not sure how it's pronounced. But you can, and here you activate all its tools as usual. So you see the whole process. I didn't code anything yet. I just clicked on tools, activate them, install them, and there's this interface to create agent. It's very simple clicks, and then you must be a bit like careful and precise in your instruction prompt, but it's very easy. So I'm not sure what I asked here. Learn about LLMs. and it's asking me what level I want, intermediate, advanced, and so on. And here I'm skipping it in this demo, but then I asked add resources and maybe go deeper on that section and search for research articles. And here I get the full learning plan for sections by section, and I can export it to Markdown. So that was well shown. Let's go to one more AI agent updater. We did it. Context 7. Oh, that's good because that's another example. So context 7 is something that helps you get up-to-date documentations for code libraries. And actually a demo we saw earlier has a part on it. So this agent is actually using an MCP, so Model Context Protocol, and you can see, thanks to context 7, you can use the up-to-date docs agent and very quickly, even for very new recent libraries, you can get the information you want. So it's gonna target the library you want and target like the part of the documentation related to your query and answer with all that up-to-date knowledge. So it's a way to avoid like hallucinations from the LLM and making sure it's like grounded in reality, recent, especially for recent libraries. And I'm not sure if I show the agent over here, but you see it resolved the first step. It identifies the library, get library docs, and you see it went like using keywords, outputting relevant parts, and then it interpret the docs it pulled to answer the query. But let's look at the agent. So it just has access to these two MCP tools, and the instructions are very straightforward. Just use your tool to access up-to-date docs. And because I have this agent, you'll see Shinkai has an MCP section where you can do two things. One is very quickly install an MCP inside Shinkai or use them from Shinkai and configure them, or even expose your own tools or agent as MCP, and then you'll be able to use them in like Cloud Code or in like Cloud or other MCP other platforms where you can use other MCP clients where you can use your Shinkai tools or agent as MCP outside of Shinkai. And here, we did implement compose UMCPs, but you can implement very quickly, add any MCP servers. So if I add you manual out from GitHub, and this one I literally just did add server, add MCP server, add from GitHub, and there was it. So all I did was this, up, fetch and continue. You get the tools installed. They don't need any configuration, but you get the tools description here. This MCP is quite well done. And then you go to your agent, and you can create them like we saw many times already. It's everything is just a few clicks away. Very handy if you want to learn quickly about a new library or making sure you don't get like LLM hallucinations. So, next one, MindMap Creator. Let's see, I don't think I have it. Oh, actually, video demo. So you can give it any content, text content, read a doc, go on a website and create a mind map for whatever ideas or content is in there. And it's just a way. So here I asked it to make a mind map of the Shinkai website, and it's gonna convert the web page to Markdown and then create this mind map view of it. It's very handy if you don't want to read content or understand more the organization, like the architecture of the content you're going through, then you can save it in different formats. But yeah, just a very simple agent, but useful. Just you prompt it mind map for this, and you get it. It can be useful to get like a clear idea of like the content you're studying or going over. And if we look inside the agent, how it's done, MindMap Creator. Oh, sorry, missed it there. It's very straightforward. Just convert content to Markdown format and then use that format to create that Markdown to create a mind map. And if you're given an URL, convert to Markdown first. And the tools, Markdown to mind map and HTML to Markdown. And if we go inside the tool, yes. Actually, it was using the Git ingest agents we saw earlier. So I used the Git ingest, like the Git agent we saw earlier, to ingest the, because I tried to implement this MindMap MCP in Shinkai, but something I wasn't liking it, so I made my own version. So I used our previous agent to ingest it, all the content of the repo, and then in Shinkai I just used the tool builder in Shinkai, copy pasted all the documentation of the MCP repo and said implement it using the Shinkai. Inside Shinkai, don't do anything related to MCP, don't do anything related to like an interface or something, just create a Shinkai tool very similar to this, and it pulled it out really quickly too. So let's look at another agent. Web surfer. So it's just an agent that is specialized in doing searches on the web. And so this agent has a few tools to do normal Google searches, download the pages it finds, download PDFs, extract the text, export whatever report he might do to Markdown. And more interestingly, it has an advanced browser automation tool, which allows it to control its own browser using LLM and a Vision LLM and be headless, and you can override some configuration. And so it's very good because it can navigate the web if you have like a web-related question you want to search for. And maybe sometimes it's hard to access from a link or from a Google search. It's better like to navigate through the platform to really see all the content. And so it can do this really easily, automatically by itself. And one example of it is in this demo where I asked it to find some information on some climbing spots. So this is a climbing spots finder agent that has the web browser automation tool, and we're gonna see it automating something in a bit. So I'm asked for something quite precise, and it actually did a pretty good report. You can show it after. So it puts up all this, and here we go. We see it using the climbingaway.fr platform to identify multi-pitch or the multi-pitch sites in a given area, and as it goes, it remembers the sites it already visited, and got processed to the next one. So I implemented a little memory of the steps it already did and the goal it still has to do. And it's processing the full list. It identifies like offsites matching what I'm interested in. So the web server agent is very handy to not only do normal searches but also interact with the web. All right, another productivity kind of agent. So that agent, I don't have a demo for it. So let's have a look live. Oh, actually, I might have chats already done with it. Let's check. No, because yes, I have. So let's look at the agent first. It's an agent that allow me to very quickly write a Discord message presenting like a demo. So these demo videos, we post them in our Discord, and I need to introduce them with a little friendly, engaging like message. And I don't want to manually write it every time because I have like a tone or a style we try to respect. So I created this little agent that is basically nothing else than a prompt with how to write the style of messages I want. So you write these messages to introduce videos, demos, and then I just basically give it a bunch of examples, which I did write manually until I realized I could just have an agent do that for me. So it's just examples so that it like anchors the agent into the style I wanted to use. And then it has some instructions to give me each time I ask it 3 examples of messages. And if we check one conversation I had with it earlier, this recently. So here actually I used an AI to write the subtitles of the demo about the Markdown content writer AI agent that I can show later. So here I just copy pasted the subtitles that are in the short video demo, and I don't even give it instructions because it has instruction on what to do. So I just really keep the subtitles of the demo, like the captions, and there we go. It just processes it and gives me 3 examples of messages to write, and I can just share the video on Discord very quickly. And if I'm not very happy with what it did, I can just prompt it again, do more a bit like this, more a bit like that, and I get messages again, and makes sharing the video demos faster, which is what you want to use AI for. Okay, next one, climbing spots finder. So this is actually one I use a lot because I climb a lot, and it can be time consuming to find all the information you want. So we saw a bit of its demo earlier, but let's watch it entirely. So I asked for like a precision of on a climbing site I was going to, which was actually a very great weekend with like 2 multi-pitches. And I asked, well, I don't need to ask everything because the agent has the instructions, but it's going to check the site, check the 2 routes I asked for, check how to go there, check the weather, check the equipment I need, go look for reviews, and at the end I'm even gonna ask for if there are any videos about those sites, and it's gonna pull everything into a nice Markdown format if I ask it to. So just accelerate a bit. So here is the first output it gives, just by me asking a few lines prompt. And here we see the tools it used by itself, and general information, and Google Map links on how to go, links to the sites, precision on some routes, and we see all links are working, some weather forecast, some recommendations based on the reviews, and some graphs for the weather. I can show the weather tool in a bit. I ask it to export, and I'm gonna get a nice Markdown that I can then send on my phone and actually use it on the go. It's useful because you have the links inside it, and you can remember the main elements very easily. And then I ask it to find YouTube videos for me about the site, and does that well. So cool. So let's stop this. Let's see. I don't think I have it right now because I did a reset of the app recently, so I can import it. This one-click install is so nice. So what tools does it have? The browser automation we saw, searching Google, reading PDFs, YouTube for weather forecast, HTML to Markdown converter, and then it's just all about the type of process to follow to do these nice reports. And didn't even bother like formatting the instructions very well. It's just a wall of text. But I'm making sure it identifies web pages, download them, actually read some relevant platforms to use when it searches, so it has knowledge of where I want it to look and how to format the instructions and something about the weather. So yeah, very easy interface to program. Well, not really to program, but to like set up this agent without coding actually. And if I go check its tool, weather tool, this was also vibe coded, and not remember what it does. Oh yeah, it's just using the weather API. So what I did was very simple. I went to the docs. I went to find the 3-day forecast API. Yeah, which contains all this. And I pretty much did this. Up, copy hover element, Control C, tool builder, copy paste everything, and then I did build a tool that has used the weather this API according to this documentation. And don't pull everything, I'm just interested in these parameters, so I trimmed a lot because I don't need all this to know if it's a good day to climb or not. And so made sure it was pulling only what I wanted, and it got it right. And then I just instructed to also create graphs of like the 3 types of graphs I wanted for like rain, temperature, and how sunny or windy it's gonna be. Very easy, just telling it what to do, because it's very easy when it has the documentation to get things right. You just really need to use the endpoint of the API. And then making graphs in Python, it's a very common, so it has the AI tool builder has really no trouble at all to use matplotlib. And then I remember I did ask it, did some graphs, and then I just asked it, oh, make it dark mode, a bit more like this, a bit more like that, and very quickly I had my 3 days forecast weather, which I can check just before going on a weekend climbing, for example. Let's keep going. Illustrate story generator. I have a video, so that's just for fun. If you want to an AI to create a story for you, you just give it very basic concepts for the story, and it's just going to write it and insert images inside it. So very quickly, but oh yeah, I did a tool version and an agent version. So the tool is more deterministic. It's gonna do a set number of images and of scenes to describe, and you can't really interact with it. It just does it, and there you go. And then I did an agent where it's using a little, instead of having this deterministic tool which contains the story writer and the image generator, the agent has those tools separately, and you can be more granular about what you ask it to do, or you can ask it to revise, and he will use the two tools accordingly to what you say, so you have a bit more flexibility. So in here, so that's just a fun agent for like creative things, and you just one shot a little story with a little prompt. And there you go. And if we look inside the agent, I'm gonna import it. View. So, oh yeah, it has a math problem solver, because these text to image tools need to use like the dimension of the width and the height of the image. The dimensions need to be multiple of 8. So just to make sure I get it right, I added the math problem solver to we saw earlier, just for it, like to check if it actually uses good dimensions that are not gonna create problems for the tool. And then it's just instructions on how to use the tool and integrate the images inside them. And some instructions on trying to remember the characters and the elements, just so that there is a bit of coherence between the different images. And actually, this agent also has some guidance, some knowledge on how to write good image generation prompt. So I should have it somewhere. So here's the knowledge this agent has. So it has knowledge on how to do good prompting for image generation and basic writing instructions, can do iterative refinement, and some examples, some length to respect, short instruction, longer instruction, additional tip, descriptive language, context, specific styles, how to handle text, advanced message writing techniques, like if you want how to add a photographic style, how to modify, like give some angles to the camera, the lighting, and so on, type of art, how to like prompt for shapes and materials, and so on. And this was like not coded, not like handwritten and so on. You just find online some good guides about prompting, and most of it here is actually coming from Google and ImageGen, the guide they have, and just used an AI to write this, to use it as knowledge for the agent. And yeah, very fun agent to use for like entertainment. And now we're gonna go to the next one, poster creator. So actually the very similar concept. Well, I'll just do a live example for that one. So again, using some knowledge of how to prompt, you can do specified image generation, like specific styles. So poster for this, and we'll see It has one tool, the image generation, doesn't have knowledge, but it has precise instructions on how to write prompts for posters and how to expand on what on the intent of the user. It can understand from the prompt and use the tool generation in the best way possible. So I should have everything configured. Poster, boat, multi-pitch, rock climbing in the Verdun Canyon, and I'll go old school travel poster style. Create 3 versions of it. Because I reset it, the configuration is not done here, so I gonna do it very quickly. API key, API key, save, and I can go back to my chat and read it. Verdun Canyon multi-pitch climbing, pretty neat. I did only one, maybe because I did redo only once, so, but anyway, pretty cool. So instead of manually prompting very in details what you want, you like pre-configure an agent to adopt a certain style of images, and this way in one click. How long was the prompt? Yeah, very short. Then you can see the prompt that was actually used by the agent to trigger the text image generation to vintage style, travel poster, So you see how long is the extended prompt compared to mine, all using its informations over here. And this I didn't invent it myself neither. It's actually, I saw an MCP server that was doing this, like creation of posters. It was a bit more advanced and it was a bit tricky to implement it in Shinkai right away the way it was done. And I didn't want some of the features of it, so I use again the Git ingest, like the Git Repo Analyzer agent I showed earlier, and to extract like how it is done, how is the poster formatting implemented, and show me the exact prompt and the way it's done. And then I just did an agent that was using very similar instructions, and in just a few minutes I had this cool poster creator. Alright, let's go to another one. Worktime agent, show it. Brand logo, simple SVG feature. So I'm gonna demonstrate it in a more complete video. So here I'll show it later, but well, actually it's show both at some time. So it's an AI agent that is specialized in editing Markdown and creating Markdown content, but very precisely, meaning it's not going to edit the full document, but actually precise sections in it. So what we're going to work actually, it's a climbing report that was done by the other AI, the climbing spot finder agent. It's the actual output we saw earlier, or maybe another run. No, it's the same one, the same site. And you see in this video, the agent is able to work on precise sections like adding a section, removing a section, moving a section, updating a section, re-indexing all the sections. And it's very useful because you're going to save money and time on inference, because the LLM doesn't rework the full content, just the precise sections you want. And it also avoids you losing things, like or changing things you don't want to change. If the AI rework the full document, even if it wants, like, it's targeting a specific sections, the LLM might still change little things in other part of the documents, And here we avoid all that by having a set of tools that are able to precisely target sections. And again, that was just vibe coded in the no-code AI assisted tool builder. It's just Markdown and text manipulation, like a bit of iteration by prompting a few times the AI, oh, let's do this a bit more this way. Make sure it can do this, really like add space between sections, and adapting the level of headings when it moves things and so on. But very quickly, in like 10 minutes, you can get the, well, not even 10 minutes, just a few minutes, you can get the exact Markdown editing tools you want, and then you create the agent using those. And it's very cool to create content quickly. And here we saw actually what we came here for, the agent able to grab logos for companies, because I ask it to do this, add a section about sponsorship and make it about these brands. And you see it's using the tools. It's actually interesting because it's using a library that has like all the assets and a large set of SVG icons for brands. So it's creating that. And then I realized if I want to include it in the Markdown file, I want to export for my for whatever content I write, I prefer to have it in PNG format. And I have Inkscape installed in my machine. So I've literally one-shotted a tool in the AI assist tool builder. I said, build a tool using my Inkscape app to convert SVG to PNG, and let me act on the DPI so that I can choose the resolution. And it worked in one shot. And then I wanted the images to be also saved in like the folder of the document the agent is writing. So I created also very quickly like a tool to save file to another folder. So just like to copy a folder to a file to another place. So it does all these: get the image, convert them, save them, move them, and include them in the Markdown, as we see over here. So in just one prompt, do this. It created the sections, well, got the images and included the sections with the logos. So that's just an example, but it works quite well, and it lets you imagine everything that you could do, like automate about content writing and editing. And then it's just adding a history section. So here the agent goes on the web, look for the history of the site. I didn't even rewrite the name of the site, it just remembers it, and then creates a history section about the climbing site, which I can read when after the climb or before. Here it is. But yeah, very useful agent to write a bit faster and save on inference and make sure you don't mess up the rest of the content when you edit one part. And this one I might have it, I improved it recently, so I think I have it right there. So all is Markdown editing tools, plus some tools to go online to save files, and here for the purpose of the demo to get brand logos in SVG formats and convert them. And then instructions on making sure is the instructions are actually mostly focusing on making sure it's using the good path for the Markdown file to edit, and making sure so it's using either create a new Markdown or use one that was outputted by another tool, or use the updated file if you use one of your editing tool, because the output shows we can see here the output. I made sure that the output contains the file, so that the agents later, each time it's using the tools, it sees again the path, and this way it just doesn't forget it, and it uses the good one. And then there's also instruction if there is a table of content, update it each time you edit a title or each time you move a section to another places and so on. And some rules on how to integrate images. So you could do your own style and include whatever links to videos, other type of assets, and so on. And a very good agent to write content. And then I do a bit of Cardano DeFi, and I have an agent to monitor what's going on some platforms I use. So I have a demo actually already made, so click that. Here. So it can be hard to integrate a lot of DeFi platforms in whatever monitoring tools you're building. If you need to go and integrate proper APIs for each, and you read all the documentations and making sure there is actually an API or some SDK available or library. But you can hack your way around. If, for example, you can use a web browser that goes on a dashboard of the platform where the metrics are shown, you'll see this agent actually opens a browser, target a section of the page, take a screenshot, analyze the image according to some prompt, pull out the data you want, and then create graphs. Well, save that data over time and create graphs for it. And this way, very easily, without having to write any code, without having to read any API documentation, I can keep track of some DeFi platforms, monitor some metrics with very quick prompts like this. And this was actually very easy to build the tools. I'll show how it's done after. But you see it went opening all the different apps in my browser, and then pulls out the metrics and then plot them, and this way and you see actually I made a run earlier today, and see it's working quite well. It's been running a few times for a few days and getting the metrics I'm interested in. So how it's built, a set of tools to monitor the different platforms, and very simple instructions. Just either use all the tools or use the tool according to the user query if I want to check only one platform. And actually that tools, all these tools are using a kind of building block tool I did, kind of specially having this in mind, which is you'll see the web, let's find it, web customizable web screenshot. So yeah, I was bothered having to integrate APIs, so I went, what if I just get information from the dashboard and just in a browser screenshotting it? But you'll see the code very quickly. So that was actually very straightforward. Like, it's also a very simple thing. Like, I didn't even bother web scrapping or Puppeteer or Playwright or Staging. It's really just open a browser, used scroll down a bit, do a screenshot on this section. So you see it start getting the inputs if you try it out. So doing that, but you can you paste the URL and you can scroll a fraction of the web page, and then you arrive at some spots in the page, and you take a screenshot that you can crop, like to really target a precise section. yeah, as an image smaller to analyze, so there is less content on it. So you already target a specific part of the website that is showing the metric you want, and I'll show you right there. And this way you get much less error in the LLM interpretation of the image. So you see it's gonna output a screenshot just that part. So you see, it's already targeted to extract this. This way there is no way the vision LLM that are quite good now are gonna make mistakes on such short content. It's just gonna get it right every single time. Up, one more point. So that's handy for me. I don't have to go and look at any platform aggregating those metrics. I don't have to handle any APIs. It's very, very fast to monitor the platforms I want to follow. And the only thing is if they change their interface, it happens sometimes, but actually not very often. Well, I just update this part of the code, which is, so it's really calling the, you see, import from Shinkai tools, the customable web screenshot. So what this tool does is I really use the customizable web screenshot tool in this way. So you use it always on this platform. So for this tool, you scroll here. You don't even need to scroll, but you focus on that. You take the screenshot here, and you extract this. Here is some feedback if there is an error to retry, and max retries too, so it doesn't do infinite loops, but it just getting it right on the first time anyway. And then just soft formatting, and just saving the data and plotting some graphs. And here again, didn't code anything. I literally used the tool builder. I did, okay, use the custom. So what I did is I used this, and using it several times, I got these numbers right, where to crop. And then so I have these instructions here. So I did create a tool that monitors liquid finance using the customable web screenshot. Use this web screenshot tool in this way. So it got hard-coded, the AI coded these hard-coded requirements, instructions here. And use a vision LLM to extract those metrics, and it did that well, a base prompt that can integrate feedback later, and using the prompt processor, the arguments, and using the image, the screenshot that was taken, and then just some saving to CSV and plotting. And again, the first time I had like not dark mode graphs, so I asked to do the graphs a bit differently, like dark mode, and the titles this way, more that way, and so on. And then once I had this tool, I can just duplicate it. I can edit, and I can, for example, show you just right, instead of going on liquid, go here, and I can paste the instructions. So the instructions here, I could go instead to whatever platform, crop somewhere else according to how the dashboard looks, and extract those metrics, blah blah blah. And if I just do that and press enter, it's gonna adapt the tool and create a version, and then I can edit the title to call the tool accordingly to the platform it monitors, and it's just gonna update this part, and then all the names of the axes and the titles in the graphs, and the name of the columns in the data files it saves. And it just one-shotted it for like all these tools that we saw earlier. I did this one first, I think, and then I just one-shotted this one and this one, literally in like 15 minutes. I had the full agents going, and not even 50 minutes probably, because it was so fast. And yeah, very friendly to use, and saves me time too. Okay, no. So you saw building of this agent is very fast, but you still have to write instructions. For example, the climbing spot finder has long instructions. So I was finding that a bit long. So I actually made myself a prompt writer agent, which, because I use it quite often, is actually already available. And it does what you think it does, which is improving prompts or expanding on your prompts. And there is. And it's interesting actually how it's built. It's a prompt plus some knowledge. So, and actually its instructions got improved by itself. So I did write some first instructions. I added the knowledge that I'm going to explain just after. And then I used the agent itself to rewrite its own instructions and updated these instructions inside the instructions. So I was really using the agent to improve the agent. But anyway, it has some prompt on some instructions on how to improve prompts. And most importantly, it has very large knowledge of examples of prompts from all major AI models, uh, vendors and agents, like applications you can see around. All right, funded. So it has a knowledge. It is so it has the knowledge of all these system prompts. And actually got it from here. So that's a public repository of someone that is 8,000 stars, of someone that is getting and listing all the prompts, system prompts of all these AI LLMs and AI LLM platforms. And so you see the knowledge is really all of it. So this way my agent, it has very good examples, best in class examples of prompts, and this way is helping me to write very good prompts. So for example, I can just chat with it and use the prompt writer and write an instruction prompt for an AI agent that writes and improve prompts. And you see it's just writing good instructions for an AI agent to do such thing. Very easy to use. Okay, let's keep going. Agents, nearly there. Okay, let's go to the art tutor. So I did an agent that is able to, oh actually it's here. I use R so for data science and let's see, and I create an agent that can understand what I'm asking and write and save our scripts. It can open them in RStudio if I want to use them by hand, and it can execute them and see the outputs. This way it can iterate if there is mistakes or if I want to tweak a bit the results and so on. And on top of that, it has search tools, so that if I'm asking for a particular way to do things or to read a paper and then try to do similar code, it can read all of this and then go on with the R script creation and execution. So it just helped me discover a new R code or implement R code very quickly when I don't want to code it myself. All of this from Shinkai, and so here's a little very quick demo. So I asked it to implement predictive models on dummy data, just to explore how to implement different kind of models. So linear, mixed fit. So this asks me some precisions of what I want. I ask it to work with continuous variables. Is planning to show me how to do this. I want to get more models. So it's very interactive before it's actually proposing code. So we've got a plan, and then I ask it to implement all this example in one big script. So here I can save it where I want, and the agent will remember, will see the output where the file was saved. This way it remembers it. And then he asks me, do you want to execute, do you want to open, so I can review. So I ask it to open, and then can execute. So that's using actually the app launcher from earlier inside these two. So here is the code I created for all of these. And I said he can run it, and it does run it from Shinkai. It uses the R executable, and in the output it sees the output of the script, and then can show me what the script did, and I can ask, and I can go on and ask more questions, or redo something, or do something differently. And then I show that it can goes online to get more specific about one of the type of models and what they are, so I can learn what they are and how to implement that. So it does a Google search, and then I ask for a paper, and then I ask with that to actually read the paper and implement our script on that topic, on that type of model. And you could do plenty of things. You could make it save graphs in a particular folder, and then have a tool that can open this graph, or have a tool that can use a vision LLM to analyze those graphs. And so you could have this agent and just show it some data, and it could do all the data cleaning. It could do help exploring data with graphs or descriptive statistics, and you could see everything from Shinkai if you added like tools to look at folders, at images, and so on, and making sure you can access them and work on them. But that was just a quick demo, but that's very useful. I actually used it yesterday to help someone with the task. I just really screenshotted her email and asked our tutor, just do this. I screenshotted the email with what she was trying to do. I did like the top section of the Excel file with, you see the column names and the beginning of the data, and it's just pulled it out, and I sent her the script, which had all the explications in it, because I asked the agent to implement all the explanations in it too. And she got her job done in 1 minute by the AI agent. Instead of searching online for solutions to her problem, just automate script writing through an agent, and even the script execution and understanding of the output, all from Shinkai. Yep, let's go and see what else we have. Okay, so that was not everything, but I think it's a good start. So we went through quite a few of those. So let's see, learning plans, we got it. PowerPoint to audio, that's cool. I can show a quick demo for that. Demo. PPTX to audio lesson. So I imagine I'm learning something and I have a PowerPoint, or I assisted the presentation and got my hand on the PowerPoint, on the slides, and I don't want to read all the time. Maybe sometimes I just want to listen to it. So I created a tool that just extract the content of a PowerPoint from a file path and just output an audio lesson about it. And so we see here it's slides about core photogrammetry, and I just have to do that, create an audio lesson. I could give like some specifications of like make it simple, make it LE5. I could add some search tools to go deeper on some sections before producing the audio lessons. But then just like this in one click, I have an MP3
Comprehensive lesson on coral reef photogrammetry. And white balance are essential for.
So that's a very useful tool. It's very good if you don't want to learn using the same medium all the time. Just go from visual to audio, helps you learn too if you're a good listener. And MindMap we did, this we did, up-to-date docs we saw, repair, this we did. Oh yeah, I need to show that because that's very useful too. Tool to sort folder or sort images. So let's just look at the demo, which is here. So it's very self-explanatory. You can use LLM to read all the docs in a folder, and here start with the images. Just create like image understanding and classification. So you can give it labels, give it access to a folder, and it's gonna look at all the image and sort them accordingly to what you asked for. And this is useful for me. I've worked a lot as a biologist and on the water, for example, as a marine biologist, and sometimes you go out on a dive, do different thing, or on a big snorkel, and you come back with plenty of images, and then maybe you don't sort them straight away, and you end up with like SD cards full of images and other things like corals, megafauna surveys, random fun pictures, or pictures of data or whatever, pieces of gear, and can take some time to sort it. So instead just use an AI that's going to sort everything for you. And here it's a version for documents where the AI can just read all documents, make summaries of them, and then create topics and sort them by topics. And this has a human in the loop for you to precise the topics you want, like make edits to the propositions you got, and then you agree with the AI on a given set of topics, and the AI gonna classify all the documents in the relevant subfolders by topics. And that's very handy. You can like very easily arrange folders. And yeah, it does consume quite a lot of LLM inference, especially for the vision task if you have a lot of images in your folder, but it saves you tons of time. Let's see, got all categorized here too. As to how it's done, that was pretty much vibe coding too, and import from zip. So using Shinkai, you can also one-click import tools, and I'm gonna import the image folder to image folder classifier. So I can import it from here, or I can actually explore the AI store. This one I published it, and go image, install, open, up, ready to use. View, you can try it out. Yeah, it has parameters for some. If you want to see more of the steps it does for debugging, or just if you're curious, and to tailor it a bit to what you want to do, different modes and different thresholds. But as for the code that uses the LLM processor and its image path argument, and that was also vibe coded in the Shinkai AI tool builder, just going back and forth with the AI until the tool was exactly the way I wanted it to be. And so this one just used the Shinkai LLM processor, but if I do the further one for documents. You see it uses all these tools already made. That's the dialog windows that integrate like human in the loop feedback, and that was also just all vibe coded. So what else? Sorting documents, handwritten notes organizer. That's using the same kind of code. It reads the notes. Let's see. So here I did a demo even with one more step. So it's gonna read a folder of notes, extract the info, well, read from images, extract the content from them, reformat it, and make an audio lesson for it. So you can make it output a text if you want to like go. You don't want to retype your notes or digitize them yourself. You just use the AI to read them, organize them, and output a Markdown. But here I did a version that actually create an audio lesson. So if I want to remember, those are like botanical notes, and if I want to listen to them instead of reading them, just use that AI and get an audio lesson. Well, actually the organized notes too, you can see here, and the audio lesson. Let me
A detailed audio lesson on botanical geranium is represented by and fruit arrangement among.
So very handy too, again, to learn, to like a bit of a productivity tool, but also to learn differently. As we saw, but yeah, that's it, and I'm gonna stop here because it's already quite a few demonstration. But all in all, that's how Shinkai very easily you can chat with AI models and AI agents, so local models through Ollama and AI agents. You can install in a few clicks local models, show all models available through Ollama or cloud models very easily in a few clicks. And then yeah, you can create your tools, have access to default tools, have the Shinkai AI store to add more tools from the community. You can create new tools in 3 different ways. Specialized agent made by Shinkai team to write code. Some free inference from Shinkai, or whatever custom model you want, and TypeScript, Python, and combining tools you already have inside new tools to make like very complex, up to very complex workflows. I've got a few examples here. You can import MCP and expose tools, Shinkai tools and agents as MCPs. You can also publish your agent on the decentralized agent network. So I didn't publish one yet, but you can use agents that are not hosted on your device. You can manage all your files that are like embedded, ready to be used by LLMs. And you can schedule tasks, so whatever for a tool or for an agent, you program it to execute on a given frequency or timing or date, and it's going to do the task while you're not on your device. So yeah, that's it, and let's stop here.